Good morning. You are also here. Great. Fine. So today we will be discussing the significance of this session for your history optional. Fine. I hope that you are convinced now that history optional is relevant, right? Because most of our teachers, they first try to convince why you should go for this optional. So I think now probably you are convinced that why you should go for history optional. What you think? Suppose before I start something, so what you think that why you should choose history optional? Honestly, you all have history of background. No, it is not possible. Right? Not possible. Jhoot mat bolo. Fine. Anyone? Science background or commerce background? See, commerce, science. Fine. But still, like science graduate, commerce graduate, they are opting for history optional. Right? History optional is again becoming popular. Why? Like one background is okay if you have a history background, if you are a student of Delhi University or any central university, you generally opt history. And this time your topper is also history background, student Delhi University also. Fine, St. Stephens. Last workshop I was saying, now time has come, right? If you remember, Gopal can remember, right? ये ओल्ड स्टूडेंट है, इधर बैठा हुआ है. फाइन. सो लास्ट वर्कशॉप ऑल्सो आई टोल्ड यू दैट हिस्ट्री का टाइम आने वाला है, राइट? नाउ देयर वुड बी अ टॉपर फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल. टॉप 10 ऑल्सो देयर वुड बी अ हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल, राइट? हिस्ट्री ऑलवेज परफॉर्म्ड वेल, आई कैन टेल यू दैट. ऑलवेज. It is always easy to get 290 plus in history. Always. But of course, topper 1 to 10 always missing. Therefore, it was never popular. Fine. But after 2013, because of the syllabus change, have you seen the general studies syllabus? Because of those syllabus, those changes in syllabus, world history or post-independence included in general studies, even cultural part included in general studies. And have you seen last 2-3 years, they have been asking question, in preliminary examination, which is difficult even for history optional. I hope you're getting it. So because of all these tendency, people are now choosing history optional. It is safe now, right? It is easy. When you have history optional, you can devote more time on different dimension of general studies because one area for you is complete. I hope you're getting it. So why should one opt for history optional in civil services examination? I hope you understand it. There are many reasons. For example, I generally highlight this reason in our, in my workshop. See these reasons. You can also agree. Can you see these reasons? Right? General studies syllabus, when you have history optional, is almost done, for preliminary examination. I hope you understand it. Out of 100 questions, they are asking around 20 questions from history. 20, right? If not 20, 16 to 20, 16, 17 or 18, 20 questions. Of course, I agree that all the questions cannot be handled even by history optional student. Accepted. But at least they can try, they can apply their brain. I hope you're getting it. Those history students can say that, yes, I have heard about these terms. I can apply my brain. I hope you're getting it. But if you don't have history, see what source you will recommend to non-history student to handle those 20 questions of preliminary examination. Honestly, you tell me, those who have history background, they must understand it. Very difficult to say anything. If they ask, should I go for NCERT only? What would be the honest answer? Honest answer is NCERT is not enough. I hope you're getting it. So it's a burden for those who have no history optional and they have to devote more time to manage history related question in preliminary examination. I hope you are getting my point. So remember, when you have history optional, what is the advantage? Advantage is you can devote more time on history. Yes or no? Yes. It's not that we have history optional, so we are more, you can say, right, we have more knowledge about history. Not necessary. But we can devote more time on history because it will help us in preliminary also, it will help us in main also, and it will also help in our history optional. Is it fine now? So history is very important for, right, general studies. Very important for general studies, particularly, I repeat, preliminary examination. Very difficult to clear this examination, preliminary examination now, if you don't have control over history areas, command over history areas, history related areas. Is it fine or not? Right? So if you have history optional, you can devote more time on history. And I will request you to go for, right, extensive reading for ancient, medieval, culture, modern. Why? It will help you in optional and it will help you in preliminary examination. Don't avoid it. Give more time, devote more time. Last time also we were devoting more time, but now my challenge would be to give everything whatever is possible in any topic so that you have sufficient fact to handle even preliminary examination. Probably not important for your optional, but I will try my best to give everything, even factual details, so that you don't have to prepare for preliminary separately. I hope you're getting that. At least this advantage we have. Yes? You're getting my point? Fine. So, huge chunk of GS syllabus gets covered. This is the biggest advantage of history optional. Most of the science students, they are also choosing, because they think that, okay, with optional I can cover all this, otherwise it would be difficult to cover. So therefore, you have to understand this. Is it fine? Even in the main, out of 20 questions in paper 1, they are asking right now only 2. Agreed. But they can ask 5, believe me. They can ask 5. Because in paper 1, general studies mains, you have history related area, society related area and geography related area. Geography related, society related and history related area. So 2-3 years they ask more question on society related. 2-3 years they ask more question on geography related. But when you will appear, believe me, coming 2-3 years you will see this. There will be more question in paper 1 history, general studies, 5 at least question from history. There will be there, right? They have to give. They were giving. 2014, 15 they were giving. Fine. So of course there would be advantage in main examination also. And in GS syllabus you have many areas, even ethics. A good history optional student can handle around 15 to 20% area of ethics. Philosopher or many areas, even in essay, right? I don't have to convince all this, but you will gradually realize it. You have advantage when you have history optional. So remember, when you have history optional, your burden is less in general studies, essay, right? You can deal with your current affairs topics very easily. Anything you read in current affairs, you have some historical background. You can relate it. Suppose right now also if you have to take a stand, this is right or wrong, you can give example. See, Ashoka did this. So therefore, it can be followed. Ashoka, right, followed it, he was successful, then therefore, a ruler can follow this also. You can always quote historical figure. I hope you're getting it. So it is always important. First advantage of history optional, I try to convince you. Is it fine? Done? Are you convinced? Yes. Now, second advantage of history optional is, it is very simple. Right? It is very simple. It is easy to understand. You don't have theories in history, sociology, anthropology, or any subject. You have theories, this perspective, that perspective, functionalist, conflictist. Are you getting it? In history, if you know certain thing, you can just reproduce. Very simple, very easy to understand. No theories, nothing. Right? When you have some points with you, you have just, right, you have to just reproduce. Right? No perspective required. Some historians' view, popular views you have to mention, but in general you will see that it is very plain, right? So it is easy to understand. Fine, this is the second advantage, easy to understand. Anyone, even if you don't have background of history, you can easily understand. There will be no problem, right? Anywhere, any complex area also, there will be no problem. Right? So easy to understand, simple, without any effort. You have to just revise. Yes, revision is the key. Right? You can forget. I hope you're getting it. But you have to revise. And why there is a need to revise? Even for your general studies, you have to revise. You are getting my point or not? Suppose if you don't have history optional, you have to revise Balban, you have to revise Alauddin Khilji, you have to revise Mahatma Gandhi. Right? I hope you're getting it. So when you have history optional, so if you revise more, right, it would be helpful in general studies, it would be helpful in optional. Fine. Second advantage of history is what? Very simple, easy to understand, no theories, no perspective, no complexity, very simple. Fine. Third advantage of history optional is, you will see that in most of the article, it is considered as a static subject. Once you will finish this chapter, any chapter in class, it would be relevant for you for coming 3 to 4 years. There is no need to change. Static in that context. Are you getting it? No need to update, nothing. If you are updating, it's all right. If you are not updating, no problem. It's the biggest advantage or not? Once you are making it final with me in the class, and we will do like this, right? I will tell you, you will come to know. We will make it final in the class. Class notes would be the basic structure. Once you revise class notes, you have understanding, you have basic point. Rest, your approach, how you can elaborate. So once you are making it final, suppose you have to register paper 1, second paper 2, right? And if you are revising those, right, again and again, it is final, no need to add anything. Are you getting my point? It is in that sense static. But again I am saying, those who have history, they know. I am not saying that history is a static subject. History is also a dynamic subject. But once you prepare it for coming 4, 5 years, 6 years, it would be static. I hope you are getting it. No need to add anything. Like different optional, paper 2 will be dynamic, new analysis, new article they can ask. Here, what they will ask, new article? Are you getting my point? Even if you are adding, it would be surprising for those teachers, those who will evaluate you. Ye kon kya dal diya, right? Surprising for them. Those old men, they would be surprised. So, ज़्यादा dynamic भी नहीं बनाना, right? Otherwise, right, they will question it. So, it is static in that sense, but as a subject, it is dynamic. It is changing. Decade, 60s, 70s. You will see many topic I will discuss how this is explained in 60s, how this theory is explained in 70s, like that. But it is dynamic, it is static. Once it is settled in 1990s, it is settled. Is it fine now? So 3 advantage, it is helpful in GS, है ना? Second, it is, you can say, easy to understand. And third, it is static. What is the 4th advantage? It is safe. Any history student will tell you that if you will not score here 320, 330, you can easily score 285 plus, 290. It is safe. If you will devote more time, you can get more. But if you will be average student, if you are just trying to cover the syllabus, reproducing it, you can easily get 290, 295, right? So it will never fail you. It will never fail you. I can tell you that. Second attempt, if you will give, you will be more comfortable. Are you getting it? Suppose first time in you are writing, you could not qualify. Right. Second attempt you will, when you will give, you will see you will be more comfortable in your optional. Second attempt will not be more challenging because new thing came. No. Gradually you will be relaxed. Are you getting it? So this subject is safe. Then fourth advantage of history optional is you will see direct question. They are repeating now. Have you seen that? Have you analyzed the question? Last year, this year question also main. They are repeating the same thing. Iltutmish as the real, founder. There are many questions, they are just repeating it. Right? So when you prepare this optional and last 20-year question, you will see they are repeating the question. Directly they are repeating. And some new questions are from those topics mentioned in the syllabus. If they have not asked any question, right? Suppose Lal Ded is mentioned in the syllabus, but till now they have not asked question. So what they will do? They will ask question from those peripheral areas. Lal Ded would be asked. I hope you are getting it. So there would be direct question. Direct question would be there. Directly kahan se? One from last year, 20-year question when you solve, and then one question from, there would be from some peripheral areas. So you will prepare the syllabus and you will get the question. Direct question would be there. Of course, there will be some new dimension would be added, can be added, but direct question, right? Repeating the question. This is the next advantage. Then, next advantage of history is you have elaborate syllabus. You can say that, sir, syllabus is very vast. But remember, syllabus is not vast, syllabus is elaborate. Syllabus is elaborate. They are defining everything. They are giving you everything. They have elaborated, right? If you can see the syllabus, see, just I want to show you the syllabus. Syllabus you have, right? See, in paper 1, part 1, they have 12 topics mentioned. This is syllabus, 12 topics mentioned in paper 1, right? In paper 1, part 2, section 2, you will see that they have mentioned 12 topics. Elaborate, right? Then in paper 2, they have mentioned, suppose 15 topics. 15 topics they have mentioned. And then in paper 2, the last part, world history, they have mentioned 12 topics. So how many topics they have mentioned in your history optional syllabus? Right? 12 in paper 1, part 1, 12 in paper 1, part 2, 12 plus 12, 24. Then 15 in part 1, paper 2, and world history, 12, 27. 24 chapters in paper 1, 27 chapter in paper 2. I hope you are getting my point. And then, suppose if they are mentioning one topic in paper 1, suppose for example I am giving Indus Valley Civilization. In syllabus, they have mentioned what? See what? Origin, comma, date, comma, extent, comma, characteristics, decline, survival, significance, art and architecture. You have well defined syllabus. Syllabus में क्या है? Indus Valley Civilization. Problem is, you know what? When you have history background, or if you are a good student of history, what you will do? You will start preparing entire Indus Valley Civilization. No, in Indus Valley Civilization, you have to prepare these topic. कौन-कौन? Origin, date, extent, characteristic, decline, survival, significance, art and architecture. Are you getting my point? After preparing these subtopic, you see the last year question. I hope you're getting it. And suppose you feel that, okay, one more, suppose, right, one more topic you have to mention. Add one more topic. Right? Suppose if you have to add one more topic, you add one more topic here, add one more topic here, So when you prepare Indus Valley Civilization, in syllabus they have mentioned origin, number 2 date, number 3 extent, number 4 characteristic, number 5 decline, number 6 survival, number 7 art and architecture. Your first wall of defense would be what? These areas. And then you are seeing the question, last year question, and you see no. They have asked in 1988 2 more dimension. So add, you have already 7 topic, you add number 8, you add number 9. So you have prepared 9 topic. And then next year when you are writing main, you are going for some test discussion, test series. Suppose in test also, one test series added 1 more dimension, add 10th dimension. I hope you are getting my point. So you have prepared 10 dimension of Indus Valley Civilization. So now you tell me, you are ready for this examination or not? Yes, you are ready for this. You can say civil service examination. You can ask, sir, they can ask 11th also. They can ask 11th, but in most of the chapter they will not ask 11th. I hope you are getting my point. So what would be our approach? Our approach would be to know the topic, then to divide the topic. How you will divide the topic? Based on the terms mentioned in the syllabus. And then what you will do? You will see the last year question, 2-3 new dimension also you can add. So this would be your notes for Indus Valley Civilization. Are you getting my point? But suppose when you are not preparing these 11 dimension of Indus Valley Civilization and you are just reading any textbook and you are reading Indus Valley Civilization from that topic, will it be useful for this examination? No. What you are doing actually, suppose if I will recommend Upinder Singh, what you will do? You will read Upinder Singh. Everything, whatever is given in Upinder Singh. You will read D.N. Jha. Whatever is given in D.N. Jha, you will read. What you have to do? Reading is okay, but you have to arrange those information according to the syllabus. I hope you are getting it. And according to the question they have asked. This is called preparation. This is not study. Studying is different. You see, I can go for one book and I will read it. You can read it, but you will never understand what is the syllabus, what is the demand. And right now you will not believe, you just go and check last 3-4 year question. They have asked question only on these heading. Origin, decline, characteristic, survival. They have asked question only on these subtopic. I hope you are getting my point. Problem with those history graduate is also, they know Indus Valley Civilization, but they have not arranged their ideas according to the syllabus of civil services examination. They have not arranged their ideas according to the demand of this examination. In our classes, what we would be doing? We would be arranging your ideas according to the syllabus, number 1, and number 2, according to the demand of the examination, questions they have asked. Are you getting my point? Right? So, one advantage of this history optional is, I was explaining the advantage, that you have elaborate syllabus. Don't think that it is vast syllabus, it is big syllabus, it would be difficult to handle. No, they have mentioned almost everything in the syllabus. It is a detailed syllabus. What is your job? What is my job? To prepare notes according to this syllabus. You can also do it on your own without any coaching. But if you will do it, it will take, suppose 1 year. With class, we can do it in 4 months. That's it. Are you getting it? Probably, we can add some more dimension. You can save time. Right? You will get some new ideas also with the class. Is it fine now? So, advantage of history optional is you are preparing history for the civil service examination very properly. And in preliminary also, you will see those topics they are asking, they are more or less related to the history optional topic. Are you getting it? More or less related to history optional topic. Right? So, elaborate syllabus is an advantage, right? It's not a demerit of this history optional. Is it done? Then, next advantage of history optional is, like the different optional, you have limited, study material. In history, you will be disturbed by the study material. Everywhere you have good books, good material available. So you have ample study material, right, for history optional. Right. So therefore, history optional, right, when you are taking, I always consider it's a very good decision for you. Is it done? This part is okay. Right? Now, so I tried to convince you that why your decision is a good decision when you are considering history optional, right? Now, as I told you, what is the syllabus of history optional? Syllabus I told you. Syllabus is well defined. Ancient India, paper 1. So what is the syllabus? Just I hope you all know this, but still, you have 2 paper. Paper 1, and then you have paper 2. You have paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, you have section A. In section A, what you have? Ancient India. You have ancient India. In section B, you have what? Medieval India. Then in paper 2, you have section A, what? Modern and even post-independence. And then section B, you have world history. Fine. And you have to write 5 questions from this paper. 5 from this paper. Now, challenge would be what, First question of ancient India would be compulsory. First question of medieval India would be compulsory. First question of modern India would be compulsory. First question of world history would be compulsory. Challenge. Why challenge? Because you cannot select the topic. You have to cover entire syllabus. Are you getting it? Rest 4 you can choose. Rest 3 you can choose actually. Section 1 question is compulsory. First question, and section B, first question is compulsory. 2 तो लिखना ही लिखना है. And then rest 3 you can choose. Rest 3 you can choose either from ancient or medieval. Suppose you like ancient more, you have more command over ancient, you can go for ancient, or you can go for medieval. Same modern or world. Is it fine now? Paper 1 क्या क्या है भाई? Ancient and medieval. Paper 2, modern and world history. All these areas you read for your general studies or not? Yes. Is there any different with general studies syllabus and optional syllabus? Topics? No difference. No difference. Same topic. Same topic. Are they asking simple question in general studies? No. Even questions are also not simple even in general studies. So remember, you have to prepare ancient, medieval, modern, post-modern, post-independence and world for general studies also. Right? So, for optional also you are doing it. Is it fine now? So, paper 1, ancient and medieval. But in ancient, question number 1 is slightly challenging. Why? Can you tell me? Map-based question. Here, in ancient India, question number 1, they are giving you map-based question. It is the most challenging part of history optional. Anyone who is preparing for history optional will tell you that, see, this is the challenge. Map-based question, question number 1. UPSC will give you a map. They will mark 1, 2, 3, 4. They will mark. You don't have to mark. They will mark 1 and they will write It's a Indus Valley site. You have to recognize this Indus Valley site in Gujarat is Lothal or any other site. You have to recognize. Are you getting my point? So what you have to do, you don't have to mark. They will mark. You have to what? Recognize. They will give you some hint. It's a temple site. It's an inscriptional site. It's a Paleolithic site. You have to recognize. And when you recognize, what will be the challenge number one? First is to recognize. Second is what? To write around 30 words. 30 words. What you will write? This site is located in Gujarat. Right? It is famous for this. Right? So you have to write 30 words. Map based question. How many sites you have to locate? You have to recognize 20. Right? And suppose if you are successful in locating 18 sites out of 20 and you are writing also 30 words, you will get 80% marks in the first question only. 80% marks. I hope you're getting it. And when you prepare this map based question for your optional, you tell me honestly, it will help you in preliminary GS or not? Help karega ki nahi? Of course it's a challenging thing, but when you are doing this, it will be helping you in optional and it will be helping you in general studies in preliminary examination. Have you seen that? They are asking question in GS historical places. Right? And those historical places are not very easy to handle. Only optional student can handle it easily. I hope you are getting it. So, history optional of course had advantage. And if you are preparing this map based question very properly, believe me, you can easily get 18. Now they are asking 2-3 current affairs based site also. I hope you're getting it. So we will try to manage those sites also. I would be giving you regularly those current based sites so that you can also recognize. I hope you're getting it. Initially they were not asking current based site, but now they're asking some current based site also. Suppose some temple is in news, some places, suppose Lumbini, our Prime Minister visited, so they can mark Lumbini and they can ask it's a Buddhist site. Are you getting that? So this way you have to prepare this map based question. Is it fine now? So in paper 1 section A you have ancient India, in section B you have medieval India. And if you can manage first question of ancient and medieval, you can easily choose 3. But the challenge would be for us what? To handle question number 1 of ancient India and to handle question number 1 of medieval India. Why question number 1 of medieval India is slightly difficult to handle? Can you tell me, anyone? Except Gopal. Why question number 1 of medieval India is, like question number 1 of ancient India you understand? Kya hai ye? Map based. Why question number 1 of medieval India is slightly difficult to handle? Any idea about question number 1? Huh? Nature what? Nature is difficult? Exactly what they are asking in question number 1 in medieval India. Short question. Short question they are asking, medieval India. And they are asking short question on not very popular ideas, not very popular topics, right? Less known. You don't have even material on that and they would be asking. Are you getting it? So, medieval India also, those question number 1 would be slightly challenging. When you have covered your syllabus very properly, if you are in a position to write 101 on any topic mentioned in the syllabus, then you can handle even medieval India question number 1. Are you getting it? They can ask you question on, suppose any historian, Kalhan, Ziauddin Barni, Minhaj-ul-Siraz. So those areas where you have less material, you have less understanding, you cannot write even one sentence, they would be highlighting. I hope you're getting my point. So, real challenge for us would be to prepare question number 1 of ancient and question number 1 of medieval India. How you can do it? You can do it by regular practice and by covering entire syllabus. Suppose now the old teachers, what they used to do, they were only teaching in the class popular areas. I hope you're getting it. So what they will do, suppose 12 topics you have in ancient India, they will take up 8, 9 topic and they will go for details. I hope you understand it. Going for detail, like in the university teachers, they will say, no, this topic is not very relevant. We will not discuss this in the class. I hope you're getting that. So, but UPSC asking compulsory question on those topics which is not taught in the class. I hope you're getting it. Even I can do it. Okay, these topics we cannot do it. The material I am giving, that's it. No, what I will do, I will take up even those boring, less known areas in the class. I will dictate you some point. Because questions now they are asking, particularly compulsory question from those less popular areas. Are you getting my point? So, these less popular areas also would be relevant for us. Never ignore some less popular areas. Right? Suppose coins of Sultanate. There is a question on coins of Sultanate. Have you realized it? They started asking question on coins even in general studies. They have asked Phanam. So in history optional also they ask a question, discuss the evolution of coins in Delhi Sultanate. Do you think it is easy question? No, very difficult, factual also. Right? So we have to prepare these areas in the class. We have to cover these areas in the class. So when you cover these areas, what is advantage? Advantage is you can get some very complicated question even in general studies. Right? Some very complicated terms in general studies. Is it fine? So paper 1, ancient and medieval, you have to cover. And see the themes. When you will see the themes, you will understand how they have covered everything. Suppose they have covered megalithic culture also, the 3rd topic. Right? 4th topic, megalithic culture. A separate chapter is giving. So in general studies also, they can ask a question in preliminary examination on megalithic culture. Yes or no? Any idea about megalithic culture? क्या है megalithic culture? South India में था? Yes, megalithic. Have you heard about it? South India, it is only South India? It is mainly South India. Mainly South India, megalithic culture. What is the significance of megalithic culture? Why they are giving you separate chapter on megalithic? I hope you are getting it. As a history optional student, when you have this idea that megalithic is a separate chapter for us, you will get some information about megalithic. And in general studies, when they ask you a question on megalithic, it would be not a surprising thing for you. You will see that it's important. I hope you're getting it. But for general studies, whether we cover megalithic properly, whether NCERT gives you information, more information about megalithic, what is the significance of megalithic? Why there is a separate chapter on megalithic in ancient India? What is the significance of megalithic? Why they are giving you separate chapter on megalithic? Significance? हाँ बोलो. Are you okay? बोर तो नहीं हो रहे हो? You have to go. Okay. Yes, megalithic. What is the significance of megalithic? कुछ तो significance होगा. Separate chapter for megalithic. Now onward, when you see any news in your Hindu or Indian Express related to some megalithic finding, it would be important for you or not. Are you getting my point? Megalithic culture is a connecting link in the South Indian history. Actually, the South Indian history starts with this megalithic culture. Are you getting it? It is actually the first historical period actually, right, for megalithic, you can South India, and megalithic culture is still developing. They have asked only 2-3 questions on megalithic culture. So megalithic culture, a separate topic is given. I am trying to convince you that if separate topic is given in megalithic, it is relevant for us even in general studies. And when you have suppose 10-12 point on megalithic culture, 12 point, you can handle most of the question on megalithic, even in optional question. Are you getting my point? And in that sense, history is dynamic, because if there is some news related to megalithic finding, you will see that it can be asked in general studies also. So syllabus you have to prepare very properly. Don't think that you have purchased a book, you are reading this book again and again, and your history optional is covered. You have to prepare not history, you have to prepare syllabus mentioned, right, in for history. Right? Suppose prehistory, proto-history, Indus Valley, these are popular area. Megalithic culture, Aryan and Vedic period, period of Mahajanpada, Mauryan Empire, then post-Mauryan period, Indo-Greek, Sakas, Kusanas, early state and society, then Guptas, then see, Vakatakas, Vardhans. See, we generally avoid Vakatakas. And now, last 4-5 years, you have more news related to Vakatakas. So as an optional student, when you are preparing history, you are concentrating more on not only Guptas, also on Vakatakas. I hope you are getting my point. They are asking question not only on the popular areas like the Mauryas, Guptas, they are also asking question on less known areas like the Vakatakas, Vardhans. Right? Then they have mentioned many things in the regional state during Gupta era, like Kadambas. Are you getting my point? Initially, old teachers, they were avoiding these areas. They were saying that these areas are not very popular. Prepare Mauryas very properly. Prepare Gupta very properly. But now they are asking question even from these less popular areas. Our priority would be these less popular areas. And the rest popular areas also we will cover. I hope you're getting it. So there would be a balance. Balance how? It's not that unnecessarily I will devote suppose 7 classes on Indus Valley and not even 1 class on Kadambas. I hope you're getting that. This approach is not okay now. Initially they used to follow this kind of approach. Now this generation, they cannot ignore these areas. Then in the last topic, can you see it? Themes in the early Indian cultural history. Themes in early Indian cultural history. How development of painting, how development of architecture, how development of language, literature, how development of philosophy, darshan, how development of science, technology. These themes when you prepare, you can easily get 1 question in GS in general studies main. Themes in cultural history. So in ancient India, we have to cover all these areas. What I was trying to tell you, that history when you are preparing a syllabus. Right? You have to concentrate on the syllabus. And one more, last year question. Are you getting it? Syllabus and last year question. When you prepare both, believe me, you can handle 85% of the question. 15% would be new. And those new questions would be from peripheral areas. Peripheral areas. I hope you're getting it. Like that, you have even in the, you can say, medieval India also. Very properly mentioned medieval Indian syllabus. Properly mentioned. See, they have highlighted not only political history, but society, culture, economy of 13th and 14th century. Right? So you have to concentrate not only on the political development, you have to concentrate on society. You have to concentrate on economy. You have to concentrate on culture in different period. When you will see the syllabus of medieval India, they have given a very good structure. 1 period political history, then 1 period economy, society, culture. Then the second part, political history, economy, society, culture. Like that. You have to arrange your textbook according to the demand of the syllabus. What we will be doing in the class, I would be arranging those popular textbook according to the demand of the syllabus. It would be ready-made. It would be with you. What you need, you have to revise it, and gradually you have to add some more information. Is it fine? Are you getting my point? So, syllabus is given, you have to prepare everything according to the syllabus, and this will help you in solving preliminary question. This will help you in managing general study question. Is it fine now? Then come to paper 2. In paper 2 also, you have part 1 what? Modern India, and part 2 world history. Even in modern India, first question is compulsory. What is the first question of modern India? Any idea? Have you seen that? First question of modern India? Any idea? What they are asking? First question. Modern India. Have you seen that? No? Great. Right. It's good for me. Because whatever I will tell you, you will have to accept. Fine. So first question in modern India, they are not asking map based question. They are asking a statement based question. They will give you a statement, quote unquote, and you will have to comment. Are you getting my point? First question modern India, even first question world history is statement based question. You don't have to write anything, you have to comment. Suppose there would be a statement on Rayyatwari settlement, you have to comment. There would be a statement on Tipu Sultan, Ranjit Singh, Battle of Palasi, you have to comment. When you have understanding, you can comment. Now you tell me, when you don't know me, when you don't have factual details about me, information about me, how you will comment? Are you getting my point? But once you have some information about different topic, you have to practice what? Right, how to analyze this personality. It is not possible to know exactly who made this statement. Are you getting it? Of course, we will be trying. But it is very difficult to understand who made this statement about Ranjit Singh. Not possible. And they are not expecting this also. But you should be in a position to analyze Ranjit Singh. What kind of personality he was. And what is the good thing here? They are repeating question. Suppose whatever statement they have asked on Ranjit Singh, whatever statement they have asked on French Revolution, when you prepare, you will see they are repeating that. You can easily handle it. So remember, in paper 2 also, question number 1 and question number 1 of world history will be what? Statement based question. When you see those questions, you will be disturbed. But when you prepare everything, you can apply your brain. And most important, they are repeating. I hope you're getting it. So you can manage even this. You can manage. Is it fine now? So modern India first question, world history first question would be slightly challenging for us, and our purpose would be to handle those statements. Right? We prepare those statements even in general studies. Suppose when they annexed Sindh in 1843, British annexed Sindh in 1843, Charles Napier made a statement, very popular statement given in your NCERT, that I have no right to annex Sindh, yet we shall do so. What they will do? They will give you this statement. I have no right to annex Sindh, yet we shall do so, quote unquote. Comment. I hope you're getting it. When you know the story, you can easily mention that this statement was given by Charles Napier. This was the context. Why he said he had no right to do so. Are you getting that? And why he was saying yet he will do it, he will annex it. So you will be in a position to explain it when you know the story. So in GS also we are doing it, but in optional what you will do, I will add some more statement in your classes. Story would be same, whatever you would be doing in the GS, same thing here also in optional. Same thing. But here we will add some more statement, more views, historians' views. Are you getting that? Imperial historian, nationalist historian. What will be the difference? Difference will be in general studies, plain story, in optional, historical views. Is it fine? Okay. Then even in the modern India, you will see the syllabus, they have given everything. And the last 3 topic is related to development after 1947. See, consolidation as a nation, caste and ethnicity after 1947, economic development and political change. So 3 topic would be related to development after 1947. This you have to prepare. Then in world history also they have given around 12, topics from enlightenment to unipolar world. Fine. So these topics, right, you will consider as difficult, but believe me, it is the easiest part. Question can come exactly from the class notes. I can tell you that, right? So world history, even if you are concentrating on the class notes, you can easily handle most of the question. World history, they are repeating and they are asking the same kind of question, right? So world history also you can handle, but syllabus, you have to approach it, right, through syllabus. When you are not approaching it through syllabus, it would be difficult. So syllabus is elaborate, and you will see that when you prepare the syllabus, you can easily handle it. Now, whatever I mentioned, try to understand how the history, general studies and history optional would be different. I gave you some indication. In history general studies, views are not important. But in history optional, we will add some historical views. For example, just I wanted to show you some example. When we will discuss decline of Indus Valley civilization in general studies, we will say it was because of environmental factor, it was because of, suppose, Aryan factor, it was because of the climatic factor, all those. But in optional, I will not say this. I will quote Wheeler, I will quote Dales, I will quote Rakes, Sahni, Lambrick, Fairservice, D.P. Agrawal, Sireen Ratnagar, Gurdeep Singh, probably 2-3 more. So in one subtopic, I will have to add around 10 views, minimum 4, maximum 10. Are you getting it? Those who have a history, those who are history graduate from Delhi University, they know it, right? We are generally adding any topic we will discuss. Suppose kingship of Balban, we will add historian's view. According to Irfan Habib, this. According to one contemporary writer, this. Are you getting my point? So how the general studies and the optional would be different? In general studies, plain story. But in history optional, same story with views. I hope you're getting it. Even if they're not asking, they're asking question. They're asking question on historian's view. Suppose, I want to give you, suppose, one question they have asked. Suppose they have asked a question, any question you can take up, right? If they ask a question, any question, if you can take up, suppose Mauryan history also you can take up. Suppose, question 2018 they have asked, do you agree with the popular view that Mauryas established a unitary state? Suppose question is, see, consider this question. Question they asked in 2018 in history optional, do you agree with the popular view that Mauryas established a unitary, right, and highly centralized state? This was the question in 2018. Now you tell me how it is different. In general studies, when I will tell you about it, you will understand that, okay, Mauryan state was a centralized state. You all know, है ना? Mauryan state had bureaucracy, Amatyas, Tirthas, Abhyakshas. Mauryan state was a centralized state, bureaucratic state. Those who have history, they know it. And dominant view is what? It is a centralized state. But question in 2018, they asked what? Do you agree with the popular view? They are also accepting that this is the popular view. Do you agree with the popular view that Mauryan established a unitary and highly centralized state? What they are asking, you know? They are not asking for your views. Do you agree? ऐसा नहीं कि आप सोचना मुझसे पूछ रहा है. They are not asking your views. They want to ask whether you are familiar with the debate regarding nature of Mauryan state. Do you know Romila Thapar's view? Do you know Fussman's view? Are you getting that? Do you know R.P. Tripathi's view? I hope you are getting it. So the history optional, what we will be doing? We will be adding historians' views. Suppose if you don't have background of history, you will never understand what view is more relevant. Are you getting it? But suppose even if you don't have background of history, right, with me you will understand, okay, these views are more relevant. If you have history and you can say honors, then no problem, you will understand, okay, this view is more relevant. Right? So, what we will be doing, we will be adding information about different views. For example, I told you, these views you have to add in one dimension. And they are asking question on those areas where you have debate. Are you getting my point? Done? This is okay. Are you getting the difference between history, general studies and history? Optional. Same story, suppose Carnatic wars. Whatever I will teach you in general studies, same thing I will be teaching in optional. But what would be the new thing? 2-3 analysis, 2-3 new views, if there are. If there are no views, there is agreement, then we will not discuss it. Are you getting it? Suppose Palasi, general studies, same story in optional, but we will discuss significance of Palasi according to some historian. This historian said this significance, this historian said this significance. I hope you are getting it. Historian's view, this you have to add. I hope this is okay. Then, in some areas where there are no historian's view, but there are many dimensions. For example, you will understand it in modern India. Suppose when you prepare Quit India movement, you know Quit India movement? कब हुआ था Quit India movement? 1942. Yes. But when you prepare it for history optional, you will divide Quit India movement into different dimensions. We will discuss causes of Quit India movement separately. You will write some point. Then we will discuss features of Quit India movement. You will write some point. And don't think it is easy. Right now, if you have to write features of Quit India movement, you would be in a problem because you will repeat the same idea again and again. Then nature of Quit India movement. They can ask you Gandhi's special instruction to different section. They can ask you underground activity differently. They can ask you parallel government during Quit India movement, Chittu Pandey and others. They can ask you extent of mass participation in Quit India movement. They can ask you, was it a spontaneous movement separately? They can ask you, was it a radical manifestation of wartime nationalism? They can ask you, what is the regional variation of Quit India movement? They can ask you, what was the approach of Communist, Muslim League or different stakeholders in Quit India movement? They can ask you, what is the significance of Quit India movement? I wanted to highlight only 12 dimensions of this topic. Are you getting it? You can also do it, but when we will be doing it in the class, within 10 minutes you can handle this thing, and if you have time you can add 2-3 more. Are you getting it? So what I would be doing, I would be highlighting topics, I would be dividing it into different subtopics. Then I would be dividing the subtopic into different dimension. Are you getting my point? Suppose, try to appreciate this. Suppose in syllabus I said there are 12 chapters mentioned. Are you getting it? What we will be doing in the class? Suppose chapter number 1. There are 5 subtopics. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. Then what what we will do in the class? Suppose I will divide 1A into different dimension. Suppose 3 dimension here. 1C, 3 dimension here. Are you getting it? Question exactly would be not from chapter, not from subtopic, but it would be from dimensions. How you will judge the dimension? Based on the last year question, based on my experience of Delhi University, based on my experience of different examination, I will create 3-4 dimensions. Suppose after some time you came to know, suppose he has done the course, and now he came to know that one more dimension can be added here in 1A. So you can add this dimension also. Are you getting it? I hope you're getting it. This way your notes would be complete. And you just have to practice it. Done? I hope you're getting it. So what would be our approach? क्या करेंगे हम? Topics, subtopics, and then subtopics would be divided into different dimensions, and we will understand those dimensions and we will write some points in different dimensions. Your notes would be ready-made. Are you getting it? Suppose Quit India movement nature. So in class I will discuss the nature and I will give you 4 points. See, when they ask you nature, you will have to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you getting my point? Suppose you are reading Bipin Chandra and you think, no, sir, right, told only 4 points, but I can add 5th also. So you add 5th. Are you getting it? And if you have some doubt, you can give me a message. Can this dimension can also be added? Because I am not complete. Try to understand it. I will not claim that I am complete. Yes, I have the experience of teaching. I have the experience of qualifying this exam also. I am a student of history, Delhi University, but still I am not complete. Right? Gradually I am becoming complete, gradually with you. So after 2 years you came to know one more dimension. You add one more dimension. So this way your notes will be complete. You revise and you can just reproduce. Are you getting my point? This way we have to prepare, right? Then next thing, we can, same way, even in the world history also we will be doing the same thing, right? I repeat this in most of the orientation. Even Napoleon Bonaparte, it is not mentioned in the syllabus clearly, but they are asking question on Napoleon. So what we will be doing? We will be dividing Napoleon into different dimensions. It's not that 10 minutes I will give you some idea about Napoleon and over. It is not possible. I will divide Napoleon into different dimensions. Reasons for his rise. Can you see the first dimension? They have already asked, why rise of Napoleon? We will collect 10 points. We will understand those points. Second, his military campaign. Third, his continental system, his civilian work. All these dimensions can be asked. So whenever we will take up some topic, we will divide those topics into different dimensions. Can you do it on your own? Yes, you can do it, but it will take time. Right? You can do it for 4 chapters, but 5th chapter, when you will reach 5th chapter, motivation down. Are you getting it? But with the class, right, you have to do it. Fine. So this way we will approach. Then, now what to do? Generally, right, I add this also. First suggestion would be, in history you have many books available. So stick yourself to limited source, but better sources. I will tell you what all are the better sources. Limited. So you have, when you have limited source, you can revise more. And remember, in history, revision is key. If you will not revise, Alauddin Khilji will become Jalaluddin Khilji. Are you getting my point? Right? So it is normal, even a history graduate like us also, it was there, right? Always I was confused, right? Kya pucha hai yaar ye? Right? It was in the syllabus or not? So this way you have to consolidate. So stick yourself to limited but better source. Second thing, analyze the differences of opinion different writers have. In one dimension, I will give you suppose 4 or 10 views. You have to appreciate those views properly, that which view can be accepted, which view cannot be accepted. Suppose when I will discuss Bhakti movement, I will give you 3-4 ideas. This was the reason for Bhakti movement according to Max Weber. This was the view, this was the cause of rise of Bhakti movement according to Tara Chand. But you have to understand finally which view is historically valid. Otherwise, you will start supporting wrong view. Are you getting it? So, limited source, appreciate the, you can say, or analyze the different views. Then, don't know the events, link the events. Right? It's not that when you have 12 topic, you don't know how to connect this topic. So, we would be linking also these topic. History is not all about separate different events. History is linking about those events. So, always focus on linking these two topics. Suppose when I will teach Quit India movement, and I have already told you non-cooperation movement, you should always think how Quit India movement is different from non-cooperation movement. What he did not say about non-cooperation, but what he is trying to add in Quit India. Are you getting my point? This exercise you have to do. Right? When I am explaining Ashok, when I am explaining Kanishk, they can ask you in UPSC difference between Ashok and Kanishk. Are you getting it? They can ask you about difference between unification of Italy, unification of Germany. This kind of applied question is possible. We cannot actually visualize everything. But whenever you are consolidating, even after the class, you should always try to link it. If you are doing it, it is okay. So whatever we will do, उसके बाद आपको क्या करना है? Number 1, revise and revise what? Limited source. Limited. See, if you have money and you started purchasing everything, because it's a tendency when you prepare for IAS, you have the tendency what? When you see a new book coming in the market, le lo. So this tendency you have to curb. You have to go for some base material. I will also suggest and you also decide. Fine. And then difference of opinion would be there. When I will recommend you to read Upender Singh, you will see, oh God, in one topic they are giving 10 views. Right? So gradually you have to appreciate, okay, this view is more acceptable. This idea you have to develop. If you have some doubt, you can ask always. You can ask me. Third, I said events isolated, not useful. Events you have to connect. Probably they can connect world history and modern India in GS. Are you getting it? They can ask you how French Revolution influenced our Indian history. You will see this is, ये तो पढ़ाया नहीं गया. Teacher did not talk about it. They have limited time, teachers. But I want you to prepare. You should think about it. Even after the class, you can ask. Suppose if this question can be asked, can we write this? This kind of contemplation is required. Because now what they are doing, they are asking questions which are not actually mentioned in your text. Right? So you have to do it. And then writing practice. After even class or even with the class, writing practice is must. In 1 week, at least one question you have to write. Whatever we will discuss in 1 week, you have to write one question, right, in 1 week. And you can directly send it to me also. We would be connected right, through WhatsApp and other means. You can just at least one question. Daily if you are sending, then it would be disturbing for me also. मैं भाग जाऊंगा, right? But, right, I have seen people, right, in initial days, they would be very energetic. When class is starting, सब कुछ करूंगा, फोड़ डालूंगा. This year only, they ask this kind of question also, whether it is possible to qualify in 1 year. Same question 2 साल बाद बोलेगा, right? कि 5 साल में होगा, right? So initially you would be energetic. I know. Initially you will see that you tell me which book. Initially you will tell, आप बोलो तो सही. You are not serious. I am serious. After 3 months, कुछ नहीं. क्लास में भी चुप लिख रहा है. कोई एनर्जी नहीं. This is not done. You have to maintain that energy level. One question in 1 week directly, right? You can write, you can discuss, right? So that at least you have some idea how we are writing. At least those who have science background, commerce background. Those who have history background, they can understand. They just need some point, right? But those who have no background of history, at least initially they should write. Right? So writing practice is must. Whatever we will do in the class, if you're not going for writing practice, you cannot convert it. Right? to success. So writing practice is must. And then I always believe what I say, map game. Now onward, daily, whenever you see a site, suppose Harappa, you should always see in the map, where is Harappa? Are you getting my point? This is map game. Any site, suppose I said Lumbini, where is Lumbini? Go after the class, let's see, where is Lumbini? Gradually you will remember, gradually. Even in the class also we will be going for map based classes. There would be map based classes, right? So map would be there. Are you getting it? And what I am suggesting you all this, you have to do all this, right? Whatever we will do, it is okay. But if you are not doing it on your own, any site, suppose even in the GS classes, any site they are mentioning, suppose history teacher Sisupalgarh, you see where is Sisupalgarh. Page 1, you will come to know, no, this is in Odisha, suppose. Then the second part will be what? Which district of Odisha? Or if you don't know which district, at least you should see north, south, east, west, kaun-sa part? Are you getting my point? Suppose you know Lucknow in UP, but always concentrate Lucknow, which part of UP? Are you getting it? So that any site which is near to Lucknow, you can locate. Are you getting my point? So map game is must. So with the class, you have to do all this. क्या क्या करना है भाई? Limited source you have to read. Limited. I will not say that no book required. My class would be sufficient. It would be cheating. Are you getting it? Books required. I cannot replace book, but I will give you a very good structure. This will always help you. Even after 3 years, it will help you. But if you are reading books, you can qualify within 1 year. Whenever you will write main, believe me, you can qualify with history, right? Second, difference of opinion you have to appreciate. If you have some confusion, you can always ask. Then linking the topic, then writing practice, and then always map based. And it should be a gradual approach. Are you getting my point? Don't think that, after finishing the syllabus, in the end you will collect 300 site and you will mark it and you will remember. You will not remember anything. Are you getting it? So gradual approach you have to do. You can easily understand. Then next is now limited source what you have to read. Generally I recommend in most of my orientation only this list. These are must. If you have history optional, you have to purchase this book. If these books are not with you, people can question. बोलेगा कैसा लड़का है, ये book भी नहीं है, history optional करता है. Are you getting it? So remember, whatever NCERT books you have related to history, new, old, ancient, medieval, whatever history related book is available in this world, you read it. NCERT book. Then IGNOU booklet, gradually I will recommend. All IGNOU booklet not required. But as I will also be using IGNOU booklet for your class structure. So, but still some IGNOU booklet I would be recommending because they are asking straight question from IGNOU booklet. So IGNOU booklet also, you don't have to purchase this NCERT in IGNOU booklet. Soft copy available now. है ना? So there is no need to purchase it. Soft copy available, you can just download it. And you have to read it. Suppose ancient when we are taking, you can read. And you see why you need to read NCERT. For GS also you have to read. So why not you can read it for optional, right? So NCERT, IGNOU booklet you have to read. Then one book which is very, very important, relevant now is Upinder Singh. Upinder Singh. History of Ancient and Early Medieval India, Upinder Singh. This book is must. Right? But this book is very difficult to read. Very difficult to read. Don't start your optional with Upinder Singh. Are you getting it? नहीं तो मुझे आप क्या क्या बोलोगे मुझे पता है ना? Upinder Singh, if you want to purchase, you can purchase. We would be referring to it. There are good maps given, historical sites, very colorful maps given here. Some boxes are given here. Some stories are given here. So you have to consult, you have to refer, but don't read cover to cover. Suppose when we will be discussing sources, so you can refer to sources. When we will be discussing Maurya, you can refer to Mauryas. Are you getting my point? So Upinder Singh is must. I will try to simplify Upinder Singh. I will try to give a good structure according to syllabus, but you have to consult Upinder Singh. Are you getting it? And have you seen that questions in preliminary examination, they are asking from Upinder Singh? Preliminary examination. Next session, you come with the question and come with the book. I will tell you, last 3 years, directly question from Upinder Singh. I will show you line by line. History preliminary examination, Upinder Singh. Can you, I don't know, believe it? So Upinder Singh is now must for us. Then for medieval India, you can go for Satish Chandra. You can also refer to G.L. Mehta, but most popular is Satish Chandra. But for society and culture, you can refer to G.L. Mehta. But for polity and economy, you can refer to Satish Chandra. Are you getting the difference? Why Satish Chandra for history optional? For political history and economic history. Why G.L. Mehta for medieval? For social history and cultural history. And when you prepare polity, society, economy and culture, your medieval India is complete. Is it fine? Right? So, first would be what? NCERT. Second would be what? Class notes. And third, your reading and adding some information from these textbooks. Then coming to modern India. Modern India, spectrum is the most popular material for your general studies. With spectrum, you can always add for your optional Shekhar Bandhopadhyay. Why Shekhar Bandhopadhyay? Suppose Quit India movement. You can understand from spectrum. Hai na? Don't start reading Quit India movement from Shekhar Bandhopadhyay. Otherwise, you will quit history. Right? Kya karna hai? You have to read spectrum. And then you can consult Shekhar Bandhopadhyay and you add some analysis from Shekhar Bandhopadhyay. That's it. Is it fine now? And then in world history, you have to refer one very popular book, Norman Lowe, Mastering World History. This book is a wonderful book, question answer form, right? This book, because there are many topics in our syllabus, we cannot cover, suppose, any topic in detail because there are many. So I will give you a good structure, outline, and suppose some areas when you think that you need to go for it, right, you can just read Norman Lowe. So with my story, you can just read Norman Lowe, it would be complete. What is the problem with Norman Lowe? They are giving you so many details, and once you don't have a structure, you would be lost. Suppose Balkan Wars. When you read it, you will get everything, but after reading it, everything will be finished. Are you getting it? So what I will do in the class, I will give you a very simple story of Balkan War in the class. And then I will divide Balkan War. And then when you are reading Norman Lowe, you will understand, okay, now I can elaborate this story like this. I hope you're getting it. So when you have these books with you, class notes, then we have some booklets available, right? Then you can easily handle it. Fine. So what would be our approach in the class? I told you, my focus would be to give you a very good structured notes. I always believe in it. Only lecture is not sufficient. Lecture today you will understand, but you will forget after 6 months. Are you getting it? So I always believe that it should be a 9th, 10th class approach. Simplifying the topic and then giving you notes, right? So class notes would be my priority. Some, like you can say, student can criticize also that you can, why you are wasting time in giving notes. No, I will waste time. Are you getting it? Why? Because when you are writing it with me, you are familiar with some 10, 12 point. I am explaining it, right? And then you have to add some more point. Then we are giving you some printed material also. 9 booklet we will be giving you. And then in this batch, with the class, I would be sending you some more pages of textbook through WhatsApp. Suppose what I have realized that I am simplifying some topic, but sometime when you simplify some topic, right, I am simplifying, I am getting the core. But when you don't, when you are not seeing the original thing, you are not getting the real core. Are you getting my point? So I will be simplifying it, but I would be sending the real source, authentic source, so that you can also read it. So some images of the textbook, not mentioned right here. There are some textbooks, suppose in medieval India, V.D. Mahajan is there, right? So even world history, there are so many good books. So some good pages, I would be sending it, right, through WhatsApp, right? So that you can also get those pages. What you will do, whatever I have simplified, you can read those pages also, and you can just elaborate those simplified version. Because sometimes when you simplify, it is oversimplification. Are you getting it? So what I have realized, that those who can read or appreciate the original source, they can also see it, right? So with the class, I would be sending some more pages with the printed material. Then the third thing in the class, there would be regular test. In online batches last 2 years, there was limited test, but still we were doing it. But in offline class, regularly there would be surprise test in the class also. Suppose today I am discussing something, next day when you are coming, you have to write one question in the class. Initially it would be irritating for you, right? You would be disturbed, but after some time you will start enjoying it because you have nothing to lose, right? So test would be regular, and then after ancient India there would be one test. This would be formal test. After medieval India, one formal test. After modern, after world, there will be formal test, right? But my priority would be class test. Are you getting it? Those centers also, like we can, right? You can always send those answers to me. Fine. Then support, right? See why it is support is required, because history or any optional, you have limited class. Suppose we have around 110 session, but still teacher like me can feel that I have not added this dimension in suppose Ashoka. So we would be connected. I would be giving you, suppose I have taught, I have completed Mauryan. I am teaching you Gupta, but I remember one dimension which I missed. So when I am in touch with you, I can send you, please add this dimension also. Are you getting it? This is not very mechanical, right? So I have something prepared and I'm, right, giving only this. We are also evolving. So support would be there. Even after the completion of the course, I would be regularly sending you some new areas. I would be connected. I would be inviting you with my suppose my Facebook page or whatever page I have, limited pages I have. I would be connecting to you. So that what is the purpose? Purpose is something new happened. Suppose some new inscription is in news. Some new dimension is there. And I could not do it in the class. So I will try to, pump all those things through those, you can say, social media or any, platform we have. Done? So we would be doing all this thing. Done? So this is how we will support also. We would be always continuing. Even after the class, I would be with you for your GS, for your optional, because I always believe that if a history optional student, right, is not comfortable in GS, then what is the use of history optional? Are you getting it? But they are actually going for more complicated areas now. So we'll try to chase them. We'll try to add those dimensions also, right? So now, any question you have, you can ask. Centers, or you have any question? Any question? Anything you have doubt, what I will do or what I have to do? What is your expectation? Yes. No, generally I was teaching it, but this session I would be assisted by one more teacher, right? Yasin sir. He's also a writer of some very popular book on map, right? So some areas, right, he would be taking, particularly medieval, right? Some more areas he would be taking. Generally, I was only doing it. Those old students, they know, right? But because of my engagement in general studies and all, so, but I would be with you, right? If some teachers are also there as a friend, right, I would be, if you want. ऐसा नहीं कि जबरदस्ती मुझे साथ लो, right? ऐसा नहीं. I would be with you. Anything more? Anything you want to ask? Anything you want me to do in this batch? कि ये भी मुझे करना चाहिए. You can suggest. We will be doing it. Because now I know that history, out of you only, there will be 2-3 topper. He's with history. It is possible. Right? And don't think that those old students also, right, they think that no, even preliminary is still difficult. How can we, right now, preliminary, even for a topper also, preliminary is difficult. Right? Even if you will qualify this exam, you will realize that preliminary was the most difficult part. Once, whatever class notes I would be giving, right, in the class, whatever notes, don't go for making, it more crisp. Otherwise, you will lose the core. I will suggest you to add some more point and go for flow chart. Go for flow chart. Suppose Mongol policy of Sultanate. Go for flow chart. And when you will go for flow chart, you can easily divide your answer. First part, Delhi Sultanate policy toward Mongol was aloofness. Right? First part, you will see, I will explain you the story, you will understand. Initially, the Sultanate ruler were, they were isolated, they were avoiding it, aloofness. Second part, they were trying to stop them, containment. Third part, they were trying to settle it. Right? So, you have to divide the story. Historian will not divide, you have to divide the story. So, gradually, when you will make a flow chart, you will understand the story better. Right? So, flow chart making is always helpful. Right? And you should elaborate these notes. Right? Whenever you are reading something, you should add some more point. Fine. So, all the best. And any doubt you have, you can ask even after that also. Fine. Thank you.